Time for this week's Real Estate Real Talk. Interest rates continue to be a hot button issue, and it'll likely stay that way in the months ahead as the Fed continues to raise those rates. So joining us now, Los Angeles real estate agent Keri White. Hey, Keri.
Hey.
So, we've talked about this, and you've talked about this throughout the year as well,
Yep.
but rates are starting to get a lot higher and a lot faster. Where is the average mortgage rate right now?
Wow, yes, it's been quite an interesting week. So as of yesterday, September 27th, the 30-year interest rate jumped to 7.08%. I saw that on my phone. I nearly fell over 7. Seriously, and this marks the highest mortgage rate since 2002 and the biggest 12-month jump since 1981. This is a bananas time. And just to look at the history of mortgage rates as we just had up, in September 23 of 2021, we were just at 2.8%, going up to 4.6 back in March of this year. And then in June, 5.78. And now it was at 6.29, but it just went up so drastically, these charts aren't even updated yet. I mean, they could have increased things a little bit less dramatically, but hey, let's look at some factors as to why they're doing that.
Well, you just said it is bananas, but in some cases, higher rates can drive down prices. Are we expecting that trend to continue?
That's what they're hoping will happen and why they're pushing these rates up so high. Some of the higher priced metro areas are seeing, the ones that boom the most are seeing a dip in pricing, but that's less than half the cities across the U.S. We have buyers and sellers in a marketplace right now, like at a standoff, looking at each other. People still need to buy and people still need to sell, but this fear and this unknown is like this armor that they're carrying to defend themselves. And what if I wait? They're both asking. And what we see right now is home price appreciation has stopped across some cities. Some have seen declines and some have yet to be impacted.
And Keri, you just raised a really good question. A lot of people asking on both sides, should I wait? What's your advice there?
It is so tough to say. Real estate's not something you can time, whether the market's up or down. You always have to make a decision for where you are in your life. But the biggest question is, where are these rates going to go? And the reason the Fed is raising rates is because they're trying to bring inflation from an 8% to a 2%, and they're putting pressure on affordability. And they want us consumers to just stop buying anything because they don't really. Not my opinion on the government doesn't matter. However, the point is that there's this pressure on buyers because of these rates going up. So could they go up more until they start to see some things change, some prices decline? But right now we're seeing a bit of a standstill where nobody's doing anything because the human need to buy or sell and the lack of supply is still the driving indicator.
Yeah, now with predictions out there and people asking this, of course, will these stay this high and for how long?
Right. Well, that's what we don't know. That's what we're trying to see. They're looking to see how this inflation number can get down, which historically it takes a few years for that to happen. But we're seeing a bit of a pause here because people still need to make moves in this market. And, it's a little heartbreaking speaking to buyers. I was just on the phone with somebody yesterday and they're like, it's making it harder and harder to get into something. We have a second baby coming. We need to get into this school district. We're in a 1-bedroom. So it's really interesting times right now, but this shocking interest rate. But keep in mind, there are some options for buyers, such as adjustable rate mortgages, buying down your rate. So it's not all doom and gloom if you need to get into a house.
Keri, a real estate agent, a therapist to a lot of our clients out there, trying to calm us all down. It's a lot of turmoil that's happening out there. So we thank you for your time, Keri, of course, every single week. In the meantime, go ahead and follow Keri on Instagram. That's at KeriAnn, and then subscribe to her YouTube channel. You can get more advice like this between our segments here at Keri White Real Estate.